In this video, we're going to be talking about FHA loans, which is a type of loan to buy a house. But before we get into what is an FHA loan, you need to know about the history of FHA loans. In 1934, President Roosevelt realized that the American people needed help because of the Great Depression, and so he founded the Federal Housing Administration to help reduce the risk to the lenders to make it easier for the borrowers to qualify for home loans during this time. The FHA is a government agency, but unlike other government agencies that rely on tax dollars, this one operates from a self-generated income. And real quick, they collect mortgage insurance premiums, or PMI, from lenders when you buy a home. That's a whole different topic and a whole different video, but if you subscribe below when it is released, you will be notified. Okay, so the FHA loan is the most popular loan program for first-time homebuyers, but it is not exclusive for first-time homebuyers. Somewhere around 80% of the home loans that were closed this year were FHA loans. And the reason is that the FHA loans, they require lower minimum credit scores, somewhere around 580, with the sweet spot being around 640. And they require lower down payments, usually around 3.5% of your purchase price. And all of this leads into who can qualify for an FHA loan. So how do you qualify? You must be a U.S. citizen, a permanent resident, a non-permanent resident with a work visa, and someone who meets the lending guidelines. So these guidelines are up on the screen, and I will put a link in the description so you can download your copy of these. So the requirements to qualify for an FHA loan: you will need a credit score of at least 580 or higher. You will need at least 3.5% for your down payment. You will need to verify 2 years of employment history. You will have to purchase a home that you plan on living in, so it's got to be your primary residence. The home will have to appraise by an approved appraiser that meets the HUD guidelines. Your debt to income ratio will have to be within a certain percentage, and I've made a video so you can watch that right here to get more information. And if by chance you have had to have a bankruptcy or a foreclosure, you will have to wait either 2 years after that bankruptcy has been discharged or 3 years after that foreclosure is settled. And this one's a little bit tricky because different lenders put different restrictions on this part. So the problems with FHA loans, or FHA loan cons, is that because you as a buyer have a lower credit score, the lender and the FHA will be making you pay mortgage insurance, mortgage premium insurance, PMI. And I've already told you that the FHA generates money from PMI mortgage insurance. And this is where all of that comes into play. If you put down less than 10%, you will have to be paying an additional fee until you have at least 20% equity in this property. The second con is that the property will have to meet certain requirements. And I've already told you that this property, you will have to live in it. It has to be your primary residence. So you can't use an FHA loan to buy an investment property. But the biggest con is that FHA loans and mortgages are not allowed to exceed a certain limit. So I've done a video about conforming loans, and you can watch that right here. Currently in North Carolina, if you're using an FHA loan, you cannot purchase a property, a home, that is for more than $420,000. The third one is that you could be paying more. Although when you compare the mortgage rates between an FHA loan and a conventional loan, usually the FHA loan rates are lower, but if you compare the amortization on the back side of the transaction, then more than likely you will be paying more for this house using an FHA loan than if you were buying the same property using a conventional loan. The FHA loan might be the right choice for you if you don't have great credit and if you don't have that large down payment saved. Being able to only bring 3.5% for your down payment really does make a difference in the home ownership, making home ownership an option for more people. If you have comments or questions, please feel free to call, text, or email me. My information is on the screen and in the descriptions below. watch that next video that just popped up on your screen. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mary Howard, and this is There Is No Place Like Home NC. Take care.